Part three, let's do this. So I want to take a look at some advice when it comes to him. Like, what is Spirit advising you to do when it comes to him? Spirit, please show me. Wow, Page of Swords. Do you know he watches you? He watches you online, by the way. Somebody's an air sign. Could be you, could be him, but I see Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I feel like the air energy could be coming from you. And just remember, it doesn't have to be your sun sign. It could be another placement. It could be your moon or your rising or something like that. But I feel like Spirit is saying make sure, because the swords represent your mental, what's going on in your mind, and also a sword represents in tarot clarity. So Spirit is saying use your intuition, think before you act when it comes to him. Really think through the pros and the cons when it comes to dealing with him. Be sure, make sure that when you talk to him, that you see that moon. Remember, we keep seeing the moon with I don't know, was he sneaky in the past? Because I feel like there was something that you wanted to know, you needed an answer on something, and he didn't give you the answers on it, and it could have involved females or another female, another woman, and he was just very sneaky about it. So you want to make sure this time around that you speak to him, communicate, because that's what the swords are about, communication. Tell him, lay everything on the line, let him know what you expect from him, what you're not going to put up with, and all of that, so that there's no confusion. And also let him know when you need questions answered, if he can't come through and give you a clear, direct answer, that's going to be a problem for you. Let him know that, because I feel like in the past, maybe you were not firm on that, and it, it allowed him to kind of play games, and be indecisive with you. But this time, just make sure that you take that sword that you carry. That's the sword of truth. Make sure that you always let him know your truth when it comes to your feelings, what you need, what you want, and all of that. And that is the advice. Tell me more about the advice for Tam when it comes to Dante. Ten of Pentacles. And keep in mind, just like we said, because this is the Ten of Pentacles, it didn't work out before, right? And it was all these plans, and you guys talked about it, and you could have talked about having kids, you could have talked about marriage and leaving a legacy, starting a business together, and leaving, something for the kids and all that. And both of you could have kids. Maybe you have one and he has one. And if not, you talked about having kids. But in the end, in the past, that didn't work out, right? And so Spirit is just reminding you to, of course, look forward, right, to the future, but also don't forget about the things that happened in the past that blocked your happiness before when it comes to him. So just always, keep that in the front of your mind as well, so that you don't allow the pattern to continue. Because things can be totally different this time, but I feel the main thing is, for it to be different, you are going to have to set the stage. Spirit is saying you're going to have to come to him and have that conversation and say, listen, when I need something from you, whether it's directness, truth, whatever it is, honesty, whatever, and that he has to meet you where you are, and make it very clear to him and be unapologetic about it. Yes. So now that we got that out the way, what I want to do is I want to take it to the next deck, because I have a whole nother deck here, and this is your energy. This will be your energy, because I want to take a look at how you feel about him. And it's not just about him. It's about you too. Hello. So Spirit, please show me what I need to see for Tam, and how does Tam feel about Dante? Nine of Swords, more swords. You're an air sign, aren't you? Somebody's an air sign. All right, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is how he had you feeling in the past. Very unsure about yourself, doubting yourself, up late at night, couldn't sleep, up in your head every day, day in and day out. Mostly at night, you would lay in bed and just, you cried over this. This was something that really, it depressed you. This depressed you. Could have had you in bed for weeks, okay? Could have took you years to get over this person, okay? And I see all the swords represent, what's going on in your mind. So much confusion that he put you through, and just not being clear, like I said before in the past. But right now, you feel in this moment today that you guys, it came reversed. So it just shows that you have already dealt with that anxiety that he put you through, and you already healed from that. So you have already dropped the burden, the mental stress that he had you under. You already let that go and you released that. Tell me more, Spirit. Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay, this is a Two of Pentacles. All right. Now, you could have felt that in the past he was juggling you. Could have been you and someone else, or it could have been just the fact that he had a lot on his plate and you feel like he didn't have time for you, or he stopped making time. And you could have felt that he was pushing you to the side for last and taking care of everything and everybody else and leaving you for later. And that just didn't work for you. You know, it made you feel unworthy, and it also hurt you deeply in your heart to know that you weren't important enough for him to pick up the phone, text, you know, shoot a text if you're busy, things like that. And so, but at this time, I feel like you have forgiven him for you know, making you feel that way and putting you through all that. And you could see, or maybe he has told you that now, instead of juggling so many things, he could even have told you recently, like, oh, you know what, something like this, like, well, I was doing this and that when we were together. It was just so much going on in my life, but now I already did all the things and I took care of X, Y, and Z. So now I don't have so much to juggle. Now I have time for us. Maybe in the past, time was an issue, you know, priority. He didn't make you a priority back then. So now he could have already told you, or you have hope that that he can make you a priority, because maybe he explained to you his situation is not the same as when you guys were dating, because things change, right? People have lives, you know, things change, we get busy, this and that. But now, you know, he's not juggling all those things, so he could appear to have more time and space for you to make something work, right? Now, let's take a look at what your intention is. What is your intention with Dante? Spirit, please show me the Lovers. Okay, Lovers reversed. Now that came reversed, but this is the Lovers. This is Gemini and Libra energy. Okay, tell me more, Spirit. And the Lovers represent a soulmate connection, just so you know. And it's very spiritual, because look at the angel. Remember I told you earlier that this is a spiritual connection? Look at the angel overseeing you guys and watching over you and protecting you in this relationship. Okay, and this is the High Priestess. This came reversed. Okay, this is your intention with him. And you're coming out as a High Priestess. You could have a business online, or you go to school online, or if not, you're planning to do that. But I see you very business minded. And so I just see you on your laptop a lot, because look at this card here. Very business savvy, I must say. And you have to dress up to go to work and whatnot, but you're very spiritual. You're someone who you know, you have a lot of spiritual knowledge, and you don't let people know. You don't let everybody know this. Like, you keep it kind of hidden. Only the people that are very close to you might know. And even some of them don't know just how deep you are. Like, some people don't know that you're into tarot whatsoever. You just keep things to yourself, very intuitive, highly ranked in the spiritual world. The High Priestess is up there when it comes to frequency, very high frequency. But you are someone who you haven't been saying, you guys were, like you even said, it showed the High Priestess come in reverse. You guys weren't talking for a long time. Your intention is to get that connection back flowing with him, and to communicate more and get the conversations back to how they used to be, where it was you guys talking every day, and really starting to build that foundation and get back to loving one another, seeing each other as being aligned, you know, being on one accord. That's what you want. Your ultimate goal with him is to be on one accord, because you love him. You love him. And he loves you. But there's distance, that you guys could live at a distance as well. Okay? I see a city line, a skyline in the background. So somebody lives near the city or in the city. Maybe both of you do. You also could have felt like this connection was forbidden in some type of way, or because I'm looking at the background, it looks like the Garden of Eden on this card. So something about Dante could have been risky, but you still wanted him. He was still sexy and appealing and attractive to you, even though it was like, I don't know if I should fuck with him, but I am, you know, that kind of thing.